It's a Wednesday afternoon and the air is cleared up just enough where the AQI is still in the hazardous or at the low hazardous level, but I'm not smelling any smoke. And so I'm going to go out for a couple-hour endurance ride. So this is a good time to talk about my heart. It's been talking to me and now it's not talking to me. So we're going to go a little over permutations, palpitations, and different types that I've experienced, and see if that coincides with what you may be experiencing, those that have AFIB or subject to it. All right, it's time to ride. Oh yes, just in case you didn't know, hey cycling community, this is Steve Grusis, the Cycling Greek. I'm going to warm up for a bit and then start into like 90 minutes to 2 hours of endurance. I think the wattage I'm going to hold, look to hold is going to be like somewhere between 200 and 220. When I was younger, my endurance wattage was higher. I'm about 30 minutes into this effort. One of the things I noticed after my last AFIB attack was that my heart is talking to me more now. Palpitations and the like. But it's not always doing it. I noticed that if I over fatigue or I get very bad sleep, that the next day I get the talking. And that's usually in the forms of skip beats, quick beats. Sometimes I'll have like 3 seconds of quick beats. So I've started to use that as kind of a measuring for me. I use that as an indication that I may need to back off for a bit. Hopefully you can hear better now. The wind isn't so bad in this direction. So as a couple examples, the first one is I had done this Zwift race in the late afternoon, and then I was amped the rest of the night. I got 2 hours sleep that night, and the heart was talking to me a little more, including like 3 seconds of fast beats. Not something I want to experience, because that could be a precursor to actually starting an AFIB attack. So I took it easy. I didn't do anything physical that day. And the next day I was a lot better, but because that was such a hit on my system, I backed off on the next day too. The day after, I was good. Just a few palpitations, I skipped beats. And that was last week. Now, I'm fine. I'm about an hour into this endurance ride. So my second example is high endurance work. So about a month after my recent AFIB attack, I started Zwift racing again. And I'd race just twice a week at most. I noticed after the first race, the next day, I had a lot of palpitations scattered throughout the day, and the day after was fine. I also noticed as I got used to the high intensity of the Zwift racing that the palpitations the next day would decrease. So the more I got in shape, the more my body adapted, the less stress that was on my heart. I also noticed when after my AFIB attack, when I started working out again, that whenever I'd get on the bike, I'd start to feel some palpitations after a bit as my heart was starting to warm up and get to a higher heart rate. Now that doesn't happen so much. Oh man, that was draining. I've always said, and comment below if you find this to be true or not, but Zwift keeps me in the game, but it doesn't replace riding on the road. So it's been a couple weeks since I've ridden on the road, and it was like maybe a month before I've ridden on the road to that point. I did up to a couple hours of endurance, 220 watts and 200 watts, but my legs are fried because my legs just aren't used to doing that kind of riding because I've been on Zwift. I averaged for 2 hours, including 11 minutes of warm-up time, 195, so it's probably right around 200 watts. I noticed that after 75 minutes in the endurance zone, I was getting real tired. My legs were. So I have to again readapt. Man, I hope the smoke goes away soon. Well, I don't know if you can tell, but I am riding on close to a flat, if it's not a flat. I think it's just close. Maybe have 10 pounds in there, maybe 20. I hate that. Got to use up another 2-foot tire. That's about 10. I'm sorry, that's about 20, 30 pounds in there. Well, it got me home. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video, got something out of it. For those of you in my situation, athletes and AFIB, subject to AFIB, do you find that in your case? Do the palpitations and or the intensity of the palpitations are an indicator to you that you need to back off? Is it something that you think would work for you? So comment below, let me know. All right, comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.